All right. Hi, good afternoon. Namaskar sabaijanalai. As you all know that we come every Friday. We actually do a live session every Friday to just to help many students who are in the academic and student journey. So we are in the episode number 6, which is incredible. I can't believe we are already on the episode 6. So to mark this episode number 6, we have got amazing person who is with us today. So his name is Poudel. So I call him as Neil. So we would like to start our today's session. So before we actually start our session, Neil, would you like to quickly introduce what you are currently doing and के पढ्दै हुनुहुन्छ अथवा के काम गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ? Would you like to quickly touch base?
Yeah, first of all, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to be here. It's a really good initiative that you started so that student and all the people who are watching this can learn from this experience. For me, I've finished my bachelor's of business specialization in accounting from Kaplan Business School.
Okay.
And I have been student ambassador for Kaplan Business School and also Study Melbourne. And also I'm one of the only international student representative for Chartered Accountant Australia and New Zealand. And currently I'm working for not-for-profit called IndianCare, which was helping mostly international students during this COVID crisis. And along with that, I am also very keen on investment and business. And I've recently started a business called the Bespoke Teller, which focus and specializes in the formal clothing business.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful, Neil. I mean, I'm really proud of you, what you have achieved so far. No? So normally, so before even starting our conversation, would you like to touch base which visa are you in to our viewers?
Yeah, so I was currently I was in a student visa for past years, but now I'm right now I'm on my TR. So but before I was in my student visa for 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And yeah, so as I've said earlier, I'm pretty sure everyone will appreciate what you have achieved so far. I know there is a long journey ahead. But based on your experience, what made you feel I really need to achieve something? We have a lot of students जो चाहिँ युनिभर्सिटीमा कलेजमा गएर चाहिँ they just go and do their assignment and come back to house and they just do their work and work study गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ they don't really actually be actively involved. जुन चाहिँ तपाईले चाहिँ you were actively involved. So what was running through your mind? What made you do that whole sort of engagement when you were studying?
I think it's a motivation. So normally before leaving our country, we had this sort of idea I'll go to Australia and I'll do this, I'll be that person. But once you get here, there are so many things going on your life, and you forget what you why you have come here. Do you get me? So I mean, for me मेरो लागि चाहिँ biggest motivation भनेको चाहिँ यता आएर पनि मैले नेपाल छोडेको कारण के हो first well why did I मैले नेपाल किन छोडे भनौँ न जस्तै मैले नेपाल छोडेको कारण भनेको I wanted to have quality life over here. I wanted to be someone I wanted to have some career growth. I was very career focused and goal driven. So I was looking for opportunities over here. And good thing is in Australia, if you show initiative, there are people who are willing to help you around. So that definitely kept me going during assignments, or I did a lot of volunteering while I was at uni because I really want to learn from people. And also also wanted to develop my own personality through volunteering and networking events.
Fantastic. As you know that it's been really challenging, and even myself, I've gone through the same journey like you. I was a student at some point, and I used to actively participate in events done by my university, and even all the professional bodies like CPA, chartered accountant. So most of the students usually who are on the student visa, they have that self-limiting thought, I'm in student visa, I won't be able to do anything because I'm restricted by 20 hours working. Of course it is there, but how did you do all this? What is the challenges that you faced when you were doing all these activities?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest challenge was, of course, like the limitation of our visa and also the time constraint, because when you're a student, like you need to focus on your study and also focus on your work and also like other activities for your personal growth.
Mhm.
So like definitely it was a challenge. So for me, like I mean, मेरो लागि चाहिँ सबैभन्दा ठुलो like challenge भनेको चाहिँ के भइरहेको थियो भन्दाखेरि पढाइ त्यसपछि काम सबै कुरा म्यानेज गर्न गाह्रो भइरहेको थियो। लाइक तर त्यस भन्नाले मेरो लागि चाहिँ सबभन्दा ठुलो कुरा भनेको चाहिँ मोटिभेसन थियो। लाइक कसरी अब भनौँ न, जस्तै अब मैले अब म यहाँ किन अस्ट्रेलिया किन आएको, लाइक आएर मैले त्यो गर्न सक्दिनँ भने द्याट्स नट मी। अनि त्यो भएको कारणले गर्दा, किनभने मैले यहाँको लर्निङ अपर्च्युनिटिजहरू एकदम, यहाँ मान्छेहरू लाइक मेन्टरसिपहरू भयो, लिडरसिप, लाइक भनौँ न कसैलाई मलाई हेल्प, आई एम डुइङ दिस, क्यान यु प्लिज हेल्प मी भन्यो भने लाइक देयर विल बी 5 or 10 मोर पिपल लाइक हु आर विलिङ टु हेल्प यु अराउन्ड. So that was always something that kept me motivated throughout my study period. And now also, like when I'm going out, or like when I'm even the small things, like just people are so friendly, like they'll just greet you, like it's those things like motivate me a lot, because back in our place there's nothing called like that. There's so much of hierarchical thing. And that's really annoys me, like, but over here, like there's nothing called as like hierarchy. Like even you can talk to the person who is like CEO, and you can like learn from them, and they treat you very well. So that's the biggest motivation for me, like just to go out and to learn from people.
Yeah, fantastic. And this is what we've been telling in our previous session as well. We have, of course, as an international student, you always have that, fear. Well, I might not get opportunity, or what if that is one of the key, challenges in the society that we have raised. What if that particular person says something to me? Will society accept me for doing this and that? So we are, we've been feeded all sort of self-limiting thoughts while we've been raised in our community back home. So once we came here to Australia, we all the students and every one of us who are watching right now, so we really need to get out of that thought, be outgoing, be friendly, and always be open-minded to to learn or to take any challenges in your life. So I would like to quickly share our experience with Neil and me. So we actually met from LinkedIn. It is quite surprising. We come from same community, but Neil and I actually got connected through LinkedIn. We actually had a conversation, and it was back in like 3.5 years ago.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
And we have built this such an incredible relationship like still today. So so be upfront, be outgoing. So you'll attract the person, and you'll attract good friendship from social media. And don't just take social media to post your selfie and doing sort of TikToks and stuff. You can create value out of the social media as well. And I'm very happy to share that today in front of other students as well.
Yeah.
So now I would like to know, what was your experience working as a, such a reputed organization, Chartered Accountants, Study Melbourne, Kaplan Business School. You have already worked as a student ambassador. So how is it, like how is it helping you right now, and how other students can be actively involved in such initiatives in Tasmania or any part of the Australia?
So I mean, definitely, like, so what happened was, like, once you get out of your country, like there is no network for you, like you are completely by yourself. But what I've seen in our community is, like, rather than opening up with other community, like after coming here, they will just like be congested, and they'll be just within themselves only. Like they don't try to open up with other people, like they don't try to be vulnerable. So my always goal is to be vulnerable once you come out of your country, because then you can, if you are vulnerable, then people from other like can also be can also understand you and also can accept you who you are.
Yeah.
So for me, like my experience has been incredible. Like doing volunteering and working as a student ambassador has helped me to grow my network
Mhm.
and also to develop my personal skills, like mostly communication skills,
Mhm.
and also like the overall thing, like the academically also it helped me a lot, like having those network around me. So
Mhm.
definitely, it's always a good idea to reject the fear. Like there's a thing called like fear of rejection. So
Yeah,
which most,
absolutely.
yeah, which most people are like really afraid. So once you get rid of that, like it makes your life much easier and also helps you to grow.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, I mean, it is human nature. You always have that fear of rejection. What if I get rejected? What if I don't get that opportunity? So just don't. Of course, it is a biological, it's a natural thing. But if once you get out of it, it becomes so much easy. Just accept who you are. If you get rejected, there is always another chance that you have that opportunity to present yourself for upcoming
Yeah,
opportunities, right?
and also like it's always no if you don't ask. So
Yeah.
yeah, so it's
Exactly. I think
yeah.
I think as you have already worked with such a reputable organizations, I actually had that experience when I was working back in Melbourne in the firm that I was working. So my manager, she actually came to me and said, "Arjun, would you be able to do this?" And just because I just felt like if I say no, what if she will think? And I simply said yes, I can do it, and eventually I was not able to do that. And I'll never forget the sentence that she said, Arjun, never ever assume things, and don't ever say yes if you are not capable of doing that. If you don't know, please be upfront, be vulnerable, be
Mm.
polite, and ask, I would be able to do this, would you be would you be able to help me out to do this? So it's always good to ask question. If you don't know, always ask for help so that they can train you. Because
Yeah,
in a professional organization, what I have realized is, once you say I can do it, they will be totally, dependent on you so that you will finish that work.
yeah,
So I think it is such an incredible, example that you actually raised. Thank you
yeah.
for that. So now I would like to know, as a student, it is challenging to find, in terms of employability, specifically for a lot of international students. And I would like to know your experience, how challenging was it to find a job during your initial stage? And right now, what are the challenges that you are facing right now?
I mean, the biggest challenge would be definitely not having anyone over here to look after you.
Mhm.
So, like if you don't know anyone, then like getting a work would be a challenge because you don't have network to give you a reference, or like that's the biggest challenge for me till a date. Even though I have like went to a lot of networking events and have a lot of like volunteering experience. So
Mhm.
definitely like it's always good idea to open up with people and like to communicate what you are looking for and to be vulnerable. Like that's a go for me always. So
Mhm.
yeah, so definitely. And also the other thing that I'd like to highlight for our students is why not start something by themselves. Like for example, even like a very small things, because Australia is very like it's very good for starting your own business because the if you look at the ranking for doing your business over here, it's very like it's one of the top. So it's pretty easy, not easy, but like you can also think about like starting something on your own over here if you are lagging behind, like not finding a work, or like for example, like for my case, like I'm currently like working not for profit, as well as I'm also like sort of looking for like starting my own business like here and there. But
Mhm.
yeah, there's also opportunity for you over here to start something by yourself. Like why not take that way also if you are like lagging behind the implement? Yeah, of course, like for like 5 or 10 years you won't get any success, but maybe after that you never know what things will happen to you. So I always also like to highlight people to look after the entrepreneurial journey, not only like looking for employment, because if they are passionate for something, for example, I can give you, sorry, I'm just taking so much of time.
Yeah, that's all right. I mean,
So
whatever you are saying is
yeah,
fantastic.
so I can give you an example. So for example, if there is a guy from Nepal who got here and he knows how to make tattoo. Okay. So, or like he knows how to play like really good music. So if he gets here, as our community will tell you to go and look for work and like do those things, right? So what you can do is like, yeah, do the like traditional things, like to go and work for like some people, like do a like menial work that we normally get, do that. But other than that, you can also, what you can do is like you can also start something on your own. If you have some skill, like if you're a musician or if you're like good at tattoo, you can start, you can use like freelancer services, like get registered over there, or a tasker, like register yourself there, or like start your own website and start promoting through Facebook marketing or LinkedIn marketing. Like you can promote your services and eventually you'll get one client, two clients, and yeah, and on long term you can also grow that prospect because you are skilled on that. So
Yeah.
it's not necessary like you always need to fix with your own thing. Like for example, if you're studying maybe commerce, and if you have more clients through your music, like if you're finding more people, if your employment is growing, if your own business is growing, why not pursue that? Like leave other things behind, but like give more focus toward that. So
Yeah.
that is also something that we can do. If you're skilled enough, then you can look for other opportunity to start something on your own, like be your own boss.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think this is one of the, such a great information for those people who are specifically in Tasmania, because the job prospect here is a little bit slightly comparing
Yeah,
to big cities like, Melbourne and
yeah,
Sydney. But a lot of people, what I've realized here is they have actually started their entrepreneurial journey, like, doing their own thing. Somebody is actually starting their YouTube channel, someone
mm,
doing growing veggies on their own patch, so
yeah,
it's never a bad idea to
yeah,
start something on your own. I know it is quite challenging, and on a bigger picture it takes time. But the thing is, you can actually take risks, and if you don't fail, how you are going to succeed? How you are going to enjoy your success if you have not failed, right?
yeah. That's
So
exactly, it's
yes,
real true.
incredible. And yeah, I would highly encourage you, like Neil said, if you have that burning passion, or if you think that you are good at it, and sometimes we have that self-limiting thought, in my eyes, let's say, Neil, you're such a fantastic person, but as a person, you might not feel the same way I'm thinking about you, right? So always, get feedback from your close peers, so that, hey, you are actually good at this thing. Why don't you start particular,
Yeah,
entrepreneurial journey? So I would highly encourage you, if you have got that friends, doing something, and if you feel like they can succeed, please inspire and motivate them as well, so that
yeah.
they can follow their passion, right?
And yeah, and also like give them a like a not like I won't say like a positive feedback. Give them a feedback which is true. Like if something you feel like it's not good, just give them a like growth feedback, like not
Yeah,
just like a positive feedback saying it's all right, like you're doing good, but just like look into the thing critically and say these are the things that I like about you, and these are the things that I don't like about you, and so that the person can grow in long term. And definitely like starting a business, not, I don't mean a business, but any skillful thing, like even cutting a hair, like being a barber is also a good idea. Like why not? It's a skill thing. Like
yeah,
if you are skilled enough in any field, like you go for it. Like just don't limit yourself.
yeah. Beautiful. Thanks for the information, Neil. So yeah, coming to the implement. So I still have this question which you have pretty much raised uh, in your answer, but I would also like to know, what are the other alternative ways of generating income maybe you might have implemented by yourself, so that people can actually learn from your experience. Do you do something apart
Yeah.
from your day-to-day job, or
Yeah, I mean, it's really funny. Like our community is always after like quick bucks. so, so just trying to make like quick bucks out of thin air.
yeah,
So I don't think like there's nothing called as like there's nothing like you can earn money very quickly. There's nothing called like that, because if somebody comes to you and say, oh, okay, just try to buy my stuff, you'll be rich, or you'll make money, you'll make $1,000, or
get quick,
yeah,
get rich quick schemes and
yeah,
stuff.
or your friend of, or you have heard someone making $1,000 on bait or something.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't consider those things, but I feel like if you are like really passionate about, I mean, not everyone is interested in investing and those kind of field, because You might be studying nursing, or you might be studying some other courses which are not equivalent, or like which you don't have understanding of business or finance.
Mhm.
So what I my other source of income is basically like I have like side business that I told you before. That's a business one, and other one is like I invest in stocks, and I also do forex.
Okay.
So yeah, so I do like those things, but inside stocks also I have like those like planned out for short term or like long terms. So
Mhm.
short term is like called trading, so I just do trading to earn money, but long term are the fixed, which is for a long run.
Like a sort of a value investing and stuff.
Yeah, so that's the value investing. But like if you want to make money like in a short term, it's called trading. So trading is one very high risky thing, but it's you gain understanding through experience.
Yeah.
But I won't say like I won't recommend anyone like people to just like follow someone and be like, oh, this guy is investing heavily and I just need to like earn money like him and I also do the same thing.
Yeah.
So the things won't work that way. But I feel like in our community, like that thing is growing, like just like going after people, one person who's doing good, and then everyone is like jumping in the same
Yeah.
water. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I feel like that's the other thing that we can look after, like because in current scenario, and other thing is YouTube is also like really good platform to make money.
Yeah.
But like right now, because it's like 24 hours, anyone can view your content, and you can like if you are really creative also, you can look after that also. So there are many ways of like making passive income.
Mhm.
And as a student, it's always a good idea to make passive income through different sources, like maybe like trading, or like
Mhm.
other stuff like starting your own business. Yeah, so that's all.
Yeah, thanks, Neil. Of course, like alternative income. After all, we went through such a patchy journey due to pandemic.
Yeah,
Having alternative income is such an important thing. It is a must-have thing. We have learned our lesson in a hard way. When a lot of people they actually lost their permanent income. So I hope it will at least provoke someone to start something on their own so that
yeah,
they have other alternative income as well.
yeah.
So now coming back to your academic career, now you have recently finished your studies. So what you are planning to do in your future, in terms of your career and like long-term skilled migration pathway, are you planning to do something over there in Melbourne, or are you planning to move regional? What are your vision for next 3 to 5 years?
My thoughts for 3 to 5 years is like basically after coming here, what I learned is like you need to be skilled,
Mhm.
and you need to be skilled person to be migrated anywhere around the world. So
Mhm.
normally like Australia won't accept you until and unless you are skilled.
Mhm.
And what I've seen is like people think, oh, I'll do this course and I'll stay there and then I'll get the PR. That is not how things work.
Yeah.
Because what I feel is like you need to be skilled enough for the government to understand like you are a skilled employee and we need to hire you. So we government need to think that way rather than just like we going to any courses. So my planning is like, first of all, I wanted to be skilled, and I feel like today is like a globalized world. So
Yeah.
if you're skilled enough, you can move anywhere around the world, maybe like in Australia, in like Canada or US, anywhere. But the
Yeah.
thing is like getting skills. So my journey is like I finished my bachelor's, so my long-term goal is to be a chartered accountant. So I want to focus on that. I want to like study that, finish that, and get that accreditation, get
Mhm.
some experience, and see about the see about the migration purpose, like where I can migrate. Because right now I feel like I'm not the skilled person right now. Even though I finished my bachelor's, I have my certification, I feel like I'm not the skilled person for the government to recognize me as a skilled person.
Yeah.
Because there are different criterias, like I mean, I have gone through that, like PT, like professionally and those things. But at the end of the day, if you don't have work on your own professional field, that's not considered skilled. But
Yeah.
what I feel is like you need to like go through like different phases, and
Mhm.
after you are skilled enough, then you can migrate. So that is what I feel like. So my goal is to like get that accreditation, like finish the study, and then think of migrations.
Yeah, beautiful. So you are actually planning to do all these things during your 485 graduate visa,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So yeah, absolutely. And most of the students, I get to an opportunity to interact with a lot of students. They actually have 485 graduate visa. They simply utilized it just to earn money where they were working, and they actually never used that opportunity of full-time working rights to look for the professional job on their own field, right? So as Neil said, I would highly encourage you all to plan your journey ahead within next 2 to 3 years. How you are going to evolve yourself as accounting, finance, nursing, or chef, whatever it is, and how you are building that professional skills so that you can be nominated as a skilled migrant, right? So
Yeah.
skilled migration is supposed to be it is for highly skilled people. That's why it is getting competitive each and every day. So I think it is a high time for everybody who is willing to apply for 190, 491, 189 to improve their skills as well, so that you'll be nominated. All right, so we have already touched base about the skills we require to be to get the skill nomination. But in your perception, what do you think, what are the must have skills in your profession, so that other people can also learn those skills and be highly employable in future?
I think the most important like skill is of course the communication skills, to put your idea out and so that like people can like understand and get back to you. That's like definitely one of the biggest one. And the other thing is like developing the interpersonal like skills, like interpersonal relationship. So those are like two most important skills, I believe. And also other than that, they could be a technical skills. Like for example, if I'm doing accounting, so I should be good at Excel, Zero, or like other applications which are out there. So these are the things that I need to be skilled enough. So it depends upon your occupations. So they could be one soft skills and other could be hard skills. Hard skills could be like your technical skills, like for example, softwares and all those things. Whereas your soft skills could be your communication skills, your interpersonal skills, your organizational skills, and your time management is also an important thing in the corporate world.
Yeah, fantastic. Thanks, Neil, for that. And of course, we are almost in on our like such a incredible conversation that is going on. I know we could like speak all day,
Yeah.
all night alone, but yeah. So now coming back to one of the last question, is in my in my eyes, you have done a fantastic job how you can capitalize your networking, you capitalize your network to find opportunities in your particular field. So given that you also use professional like a networking called LinkedIn, right? So how you are using it as a graduate student, and do you have any a case study that it has actually helped you to get opportunities?
Personally for me, like I have not like got anything for me, but like for me, like LinkedIn is a place where you can connect with people and you can understand what they are going through and like you can learn from them. So like for example, if you like some company, then you can just like their page and you can look who are the HR manager over there, who are the people working there, what's the culture like, and what are they like, what are their long-term goals, what are they working on, those kind of things like really helpful. And if you want to talk to the person like for mentorship, it's like really important. Like if you feel like you want some mentor, so you can just talk to them, like do a DM to them and then they'll get back to you. Because I feel like most of the people in LinkedIn are very approachable and they get back to you like really quickly. And like I mean, if you have like same goal, like for example, if you are doing like maybe if you're doing nursing, and if you are like if you are going to LinkedIn and if you're trying to find something corporate, that might not align. But like for example, if I'm accountant and if I'm finding some accounting roles, and if there are accountants who are already working there, I can just like talk to them like how's their life like and what are their day-to-day responsibility and what they go through. So these platforms are very important to learn like what is the real like work life like. And other than that, you can also go for a coffee catch up. So just talk to them for some time and know who they are and if they are comfortable doing a coffee catch up. And you can just like go in some coffee place and just talk to the person, and just don't ask about like getting an employment or something, because no one wants to get a message saying I need an employment in your place. That doesn't work that well.
Yeah.
So it's always a good idea to ask for advice, because there's one theory called like ask for advice, you'll get employment. You ask for employment, you'll get advice. So
Absolutely, that's a nice one. Yeah, I love that.
I never ask for employment. So I always ask for advice, hoping that I'll get employment.
Yeah, of course, your goal is obviously it's about finding role, but it, we can't be desperate to get something. There is a right way, there is a certain strategy how you
Yeah,
can achieve those goals without
yeah,
even saying it.
yeah,
And it's quite crazy when someone says that can you get help me to find a job, can you get me a job, rather than asking how I can improve my chances of getting job, or how I can what it's like working in your company, what are the culture over there. So once you build that sort of relationship, and eventually you can ask, hey, we have been talking since long time, I would love to know if there is any upcoming opportunities. So based on the relationship you have built, that's how people will be recommending you for any roles, because like they won't be recommending any stranger whom you met in a social media. So
yeah.
I think it is really important to build that relationship first and ask for favor potentially in future, so that they won't deny.
Yeah.
That's what I believe.
And I also feel like it's not like you'll just approach people and they'll be like, okay, let's go for coffee. And then next time you go for coffee and then you ask for employment and next time you'll get it. It won't happen that way.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a long process. So like you might be going with coffee with maybe like 90 people. And after that, you might end up getting one interview.
Yeah.
Even that won't even happen. Like there could be possibly that even won't happen. But anyway, like it's always a good idea to like learn from those people. Like it's because once you meet people, then you'll learn more about yourself also
Yeah.
from their side, and then like you can develop work on that and develop your skills through that, and then and then see the potential employment opportunity in the future. But it's always good idea like never to ask for like employment directly, because you can also put yourself on their shoes and see
Yeah.
so you're an employer and then you're like no one will come to you and be like, oh, can I get an employment, and then you'll say no, of course, like because you don't know the person. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Fantastic. Thanks, Neil. I mean, it's always, good to have such an incredible insight from such a motivated person like you. Of course, we can go another, probably 5 hours talking about all these things, but because of time constraints, I will have to wrap up a little bit quicker today.
Yeah.
And thank you so much. And before actually wrapping up, do you have sort of any few advice for the student recently graduated like yourself, so that they can plan their journey ahead?
Uh, I mean, I have like a lot of advice. So my first advice is to have open mind.
Mhm.
So like, don't just like judge people, like, or don't think and also take care of yourself. Like most important thing is to take care of yourself, like your health, your well-being, physical, mental, everything. So
Mhm.
that comes under that. And third is like, don't compare. Like, don't compare saying, oh, this guy has already got PR, or like this girl has got the employment, because there's a thing called internal time. So we
Mhm.
all have our own internal time. So some people can be getting things earlier, then some people can be getting things late.
Yeah.
So don't be like disappointed by comparing yourself with other person.
Yeah.
So always like try to look for opportunity to be like positive and to do things that keeps you going.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my advice for like people who are listening right now.
Great. Yeah, I think I'll quickly, touch base on the one you said, like don't compare to somebody else. I think that is one of the biggest challenge we as a human. So I would like to portray this as a, not as a 100-meter sprint. Like
Yeah.
it's not, life is not about 100-meter sprint. So consider it as like a long 50-kilometer marathon. Maybe in first or second lap, your friends or someone who you are following, they may be ahead than you in certain states, but eventually you'll be once you get your permanent residency, you might leapfrog them eventually, right? So just take it as a lesson and learning, so that you can always
Yeah.
motivate and inspire, rather than getting depressed and not even putting your effort.
Yeah, and the funny thing is like at the end of the day, we all are ending up in a ditch. So why to
100%.
compare?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
why to
I know.
compare?
Great. Thank you so much, Neil, once again, and on behalf of BMW Education, I would personally like to say thank you so much for, arranging your time despite of your work schedule. So, as Neil said, I hope all of you found it beneficial, and maybe you'll, implement in the like personal circumstances. And like I've said in other sessions as well, if you have got a feedback, if you have got any questions, if you want to reach out to the person himself, like Neil, please feel free to reach out to him. And if you would like to be featured in our upcoming session, please, you can message me, and I'm more than happy to accommodate you guys in our upcoming session. And thank you once again, Neil, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And hopefully I'll see you soon when I'm back in Melbourne.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Thanks, Neil. Have a great afternoon.
You too.
All right. Bye.